So you're a leader at work. Congratulations. You have made it into the leadership ranks. Maybe you're a manager, maybe you're a supervisor, maybe you're a director, but you don't want to stop there. If you're a director, you want to be a senior director. You want to get to VP. If you're a manager, you want to get to that director role. And if you're not there yet, you want to move in there because you want to exercise your skills and your gifts and you want to take it all further. But you haven't gotten there yet. Maybe you've been a manager for a while and you haven't gotten any real meaningful feedback that's told you why you haven't progressed further. They just keep saying you're doing a great job, just keep doing it. And that's the problem, is you've kept doing it and you've kept doing it and you're ready to grow, but it hasn't happened. Let's look at the top 3 reasons why managers don't make it any further. First, if you're a manager and you want to get to that next level, get to senior manager, get to director, but it hasn't happened yet, the number 1 reason is you're probably trying to get results in the wrong way. And what I mean by that is back when you were an individual contributor, you were probably the best on the team, and that's why you were promoted to be manager. And what happens is it's so easy to keep using the skills that you used when you were a senior individual contributor, or you were maybe a first level, you were a supervisor. You keep using those skills when you get into management and even when you get to a director role. So you're running around doing half the jobs of what people on the team should be doing. When I coach sales managers, we call it the super salesperson. When you become sales manager, you're supposed to be the sales manager, you're not supposed to keep up your salesperson roles. Now, a lot of people, I know that they are, quote, player coaches. They still have some specific task-related responsibility that is not leader responsibility. And they also have manager responsibility. And that's understandable. You want to try to get more and more of those manager responsibilities and try to let go of those more individual contributor responsibilities. But having said that, there are so many people who get into leadership and they keep using their individual contributor skills. They keep using their expertise and those things that originally made them successful that they really could let go now. But they're hanging on because it makes them feel good because they're great at it. They feel guilty delegating to their team because they feel like everybody already has so much work. There's so many reasons why people hold on to those more IC, individual contributor, IC tasks. You gotta let them go. You've gotta learn how to create success through others, because once you get into leadership, that is your job. And when you do that, you can scale your results rather than getting the results that you get as an individual and then some of your direct reports. You get so much more accomplished through your organization because you've got more people doing it. Second, if you're in a leadership role in your company and you've been in that role a while and you want to go further and it hasn't happened, one of the main reasons why it may not have happened is because you are managing people in the clear, obvious ways. You got to manage people in tasks. They got to get the job done. So you're managing them to those tasks, but you're not managing them to the other part of your role. You know, somewhere along the way, it's like management and leadership took a left turn and forgot to tell a lot of people that, yes, part of the job is getting the job done and making sure that people are getting the job done. But the other part of the job, especially if you're in these leading organizations, is to coach people to their own growth and development, certainly as it relates to the job, but also beyond that. Coaching them to their growth, to their career, ultimately their career growth. And so it's having conversations, it's getting in regularly, and not just having task-related conversations and project-related conversations, but putting on the calendar, having those regular coaching conversations about where do you want to grow? What are some of those skill areas that you want to grow into that can help them on the job, but also just help them become more well-rounded as a professional so that ultimately they can grow as well. So as a manager, your job is to make sure the work gets done, but you're also responsible for coaching people, not just on that work, but also on their growth, on their development, on their skill expansion, on their career development. And so I highly recommend that make it easy for yourself by scheduling it. Scheduling, if you want something done, you gotta schedule it. And so, yeah, you've got on the schedule project updates, task updates, things that need to get done. Now you want to add to your schedule some kind of a regular practice of coaching people to their skill growth. And you're going to ask them great questions. You're going to do some assessing with them of where they're strong and where they could grow. You're going to put together plans for their growth. And then you're also, from time to time, and certainly at least the once a year, you're going to talk about their career path and their career growth and development, their goals, their desires. You're going to give them some coaching on that. And you do all of that, not just coach people to the task, but coach people to their growth. You're going to get people running through walls to come and be in your department because they are going to want to work with you because they know that people in your group ultimately do really well in their careers because they've got you as coach. Third, so if you're a manager and you want to get to the next level of management, one of the big tricky transitions for leaders, growing leaders, is to solve the conundrum of, am I more part of my team or am I more part of the leadership team? Because you're a part of both teams. You are a part of your team. And it's really important that you get into that team, that you form those strong connections with them, that you communicate with them on a regular basis, and that they feel like you have their back. At the same time, you're not exactly a member of that team the way everyone else is because you are the leader. So there is an outsideness to that. Plus, you are, as the leader, you're part of the leadership team. So which are you more part of? The day you sign up to be a leader, you're more part of the leadership team. And you're responsible to do some things that sometimes won't feel so good. Sometimes you've got to withhold some information that you know as a leader because it hasn't gone through legal or compliance yet, so you can't share it with your team. Sometimes you've got to speak up and say some of the hard things to your team. Share with them some challenging company news, or make some tough calls in terms of, say, headcount in the group, and that's going to come down to you. And so if you do want to grow in your career as a manager and as a leader, don't shy away from that. Say, yep, I know I signed up for this, and I'm going to do what it takes to do not just the fun work of leadership and of leading the team, and not just the everyday tough work of it, but also the hard work of sometimes when those tough decisions and tough communications need to happen. If you're a leader at work and you want to grow to the next level of leadership, from supervisor to manager, from manager to director, from director to senior director, make sure that you are fully committed to getting the work done through other people so you can scale, rather than you trying to do all of this individual contributor work yourself. Make sure that you aren't just managing the people in terms of their tasks, but you're also managing them, supporting them in their skill growth and their career development. And then make sure that you understand that you're part of your team, but you're really also a part of the leadership team. And when push comes to shove, you're more part of that leadership team. Sometimes that means tough decisions and challenging conversations. You do all these, you are more likely to be perceived as someone who is ready to move to the next level of leadership.